Hey guys, how's it going? Been a hot minute since I've posted anything. I think one of the last videos is probably a racing video from this year, but just wanted to give you guys an update here. What's been shaking the last couple weeks. So the 440 and the 295 are sitting over here. Pretty much, well, the 295 is pretty complete. The 440, been stripping parts off it. Motors are in Wisconsin getting checked up on right now. Probably gonna go in 2 or 3 weeks, pick those up. But here's what's been shaking. Decided to go with some new equipment this year. Got home from Raver Bay and just didn't have a great weekend up there at all. Couldn't keep the studs sharp, couldn't get a hole shot. The track was rougher than hell. That didn't help anything. I was driving terrible, didn't take any good lines. I kept going down low right where it was all chewed up, and I knew better, and I just have to get better as a driver. Just get comfortable on the high line. But I got home and realized and saw that, so I don't know when that happened. And this is the 295, but that's only 14 gauge, I think. This is 1/8 inch here. As you can see, the holes are womped out. Everything's just loose anymore. I mean, and I tighten that stuff up. I mean, I religiously go through these machines after every race. Sunday night and Monday night are spent just going through them, doing my gear changes that I'm going to have to do for the next weekend, greasing up my spindles, cleaning up my clutches, checking my belt, just everything, you know. So tightening everything up. So there's no reason, and I get it. I mean, these things are raced harder than hell. I mean, I really beat the shit out of them. So stuff's gonna loosen up, but especially the 295. This year was its 3rd season, and I think it's just getting tired. 440, you know, it held up a little bit better. I built it a year after I built that, so I updated some stuff, just some minor stuff, but for the most part, they're really the same. The 440 might have some thicker metal, but that would be about it. So, and I keep chewing my studs on the arch of the, right here, the arch of the bulkhead. And I keep chewing them up here too. I'll show you on the 440. Yeah, right there. So I've got to double down here and find some tunnel protectors that work, but it's such a pain with the hooker plates, because then you gotta weave your tunnel protectors. You have such a fine line for your tunnel protectors. So, but either way, it was time for some new chassis, some updates that I wish I would have done from the beginning, that I knew I should have done, and just said, it'll be okay. But now it's time. Got enough experience, and I'm not so afraid of this stuff anymore. So it's got a rolled chain case now. Guess you can see it better on the chain case side, but rolled 2 inches. That's the max. So it is legal. These are all new here. So if you notice on the other sleds, there's just a plate, and these are the lines. This is how big they are on the other one and the other sleds. So what I did this time is I incorporated it into the bulkhead. So to try to make, to give it another piece to sandwich the bulkhead to the tunnel, just to try to make it that much more rigid. And then I mounted my front skid arm through that. So hopefully that's going to be a little bit stronger than what we had going on there, because you can see it good over here. It was just, they were just square plates. So rolled chain case, I did those plates, which I'm really happy with. I really like the way they turned out. The only thing I kind of wish I would have done is kind of like how these rear ones are, is made them come down into the bottom. But I figure I've got this here, and I'm gonna have my footrest here, and I'm gonna have my side seat here, and on this side I'll have my footrest. I think that's all that goes on that side is the footrest, yeah. But if I do it all correctly, it should be pretty beefy. But yeah, I redid these so they mounted to the running boards. So, you know, when your ass end shifting around and it's trying to move everything, that's going to be a little bit more rigid than just a plate right on there. Just some more reinforcement. Not much is different in the tunnel enclosure region, I guess you could call it. I cut it at a little bit different angle. It's more of a gradual slope than such a straight up and down. Angled this, the bottom part where my snow flap goes on, because last year I was having issues with these snow flaps. They're so rigid, and they were perfectly straight that when I tried to stomp the studs down, it would hold the whole sled up, and it would hold the sled up coming out of the corner. So I was spinning coming out of the corner, but I put it at just a slight slope, so when I squash it down, or you know, it's got to compress, it should be able to fold. And they're a lot more flexible. They were brand new last year. They're a lot more flexible after being raced a season. So I'm probably gonna, I should put some clamps on them. But yeah, this is a little bit different. This footrest here, I redid this here. Before it used to just come out at an angle and my clutch would hit. So now I've got a little bit more room, but I really like to incorporate it up here in that tube. It just makes me feel good. It's nice and strong. This is different. Before I've got the original stock ones that angle up like this. Hopefully this will be a little bit more room. I don't know. We're going to see how I like it. Don't know if I'll like it being just perfectly flat or if I'll want that angle in there. But like I said, I'll put my angled footrest in here. This is different. This is actually a grab bar or a handle off of a lawnmower. So I cut this out right in here. And then I put that in there, and I welded my chunks back in there. And I welded it down here. So hopefully it should be really good side-to-side support for my steering column. Because before I just had these little 5/8 aluminum jobs in here. You know, just a 1/4-20 bolt in each side. And they worked, but as you can see, they both of them broke the first time I had them on ice, and I had to re-weld them. So whether or not it's loose or it was a bad weld or whatnot, I don't know, but I just like the idea of having a little bit more support in there because I've seen those columns fold before, and that's the last thing I want to do. These are new, obviously, just some quick gussets in there to on the left-hand side for some more support. Can't never hurt. I completely weld the motor mounts, because when you're on solid mounts, you get a little bit more risk of the welds cracking, and they weren't great welds from the factory anyway. I always re-weld these seams, or where they stitch weld them. I add a little bit more. Usually I put some in here too, but. And then this is new as well, this bottom piece here. So I put 6 of those tabs all the way around. You can't see them great, but there's 6 of those little tabs. And then I welded lock nuts to them, 5/16 lock nuts. And then this is just a chunk of 1/8" aluminum. So, because all your steering adjustments in here, your motor mounts are in here. So I can zip this plate off with 6 bolts. I can get to my tie rods. I can get to my tie rod ends, adjust everything, take the steering post out if I need to, take my motor plate bolts out so I can pop the motor out right quick, instead of fussing around with the belly pan and drilling holes through the belly pan and taking the belly pan off and all that bullshit. So then the belly pan will just, usually I just run 4 bolts. I put 1 in each corner so you can take it off easily. But that'll be nice. I'm really excited to try that out. But other than that, it's really the same suspension, same skids in there, same track, same chain case, same seat, gas tank. All the main parts are gonna go on these hoods, steering posts, skis, engines will be the same. All that sort of stuff's gonna be the same, but the bare bones are gonna be a little beefier. I think it's gonna weigh a little bit more, which might not be a bad thing, because these things only weigh about 230 pounds. So a little bit of weight won't hurt. I'd like to get more in the back end, but we're gonna have more. I mean, the whole sled needs more weight. So the front end's gonna have some more, which won't hurt. Probably only a pound or 2, maybe 2 or 3 pounds extra, but definitely won't hurt. They're light enough, they can get a little weight added to them for strength, and they should definitely perform better. So, but yeah, other than that, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. Painted a snowmobile chassis for a friend of mine. Belt guards will go on. But yeah, I've been redoing my truck. I wanted to make a video on that too, but maybe at some point. But yeah, I figured I'd just give you guys a quick update on the race sled. I don't know, race sleds, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I'll try to keep you guys updated as best as I can. But anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.